What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Coach Black, your internet relationship and breakup coach. Today's topic: will no contact work if your ex is a narcissist? Now, this question is one that comes up on this channel time and time again. And so finally, I want to answer this question for you so that you can always come back to this video to give you the knowledge and understanding that you're seeking, and also to give you the hope that you need to continue to move forward with your life. Now, for some of you, it might be surprising to see that some people still want to get back with a narcissistic person. But if you think about it critically, you can understand the feeling of building a life with someone, falling in love with them, making plans for the future, planning a wedding, thinking about buying that first home together, having kids, and all of the other landmarks that we all plan to have with a special person. And then to see this person's personality disorder to come in between those dreams of the future that you likely have. So while I do understand that need and desire, I want to make this video to help you navigate this very difficult question. So we're going to look at this question from two different perspectives. And I promise if you stick around and you pay attention, you will find the answer that you're looking for. Now, let's look at the first perspective, which is this. See, narcissist or narcissistic disorder is one of the terms that people tend to throw around very loosely in today's society. See, it's very common that as human beings, especially in the days of social media in 2023, that people tend to have some narcissistic traits or tendencies, but they might not be full-blown narcissists. See, experts estimate that only about 5% of the population are actually narcissists. So if you look at it from that perspective, the amount of times that I get people asking me about a narcissistic ex, it should only be about 5% of the questions that I get, but it is by far one of my most popular questions. So in this first scenario, okay, you want to assume that your ex might have some narcissistic traits, but they're probably not a narcissist. And don't worry, we will get to the second scenario in a second. Okay, so in this case, if you're assuming that your ex is a narcissist, what I want you to focus on first and foremost is the process. Okay, do not try to diagnose your ex because you saw some traits that were narcissistic, or they did certain things to you in the relationship or after the breakup that you've watched some YouTube videos and all of a sudden you are diagnosing your ex with the term narcissist. See, what I found by far with a lot of the people that I do end up talking to is that a lot of people want to project certain terms or characteristics onto their ex so that they don't have to do no contact. Now, what does that mean? A lot of people make excuses for why no contact will not work. My ex is a narcissist. My ex is an avoidant. My ex is bipolar. So all of these reasons they bring to me as an excuse for why they should break no contact or why they should use a different approach instead of dealing with that pain of staying away from their ex and focusing on their self and focusing on their personal development. In my opinion, this category is where most people are going to fit. Your ex is likely not part of that 5% of people who are narcissistic. See, there's a quote that comes to mind from Jordan Peterson. It's one of his 12 rules for life. So if you've never read that book, I think it's a very great book that everyone should read. And rule number 6 in 12 rules for life says, set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world. Okay, so I'm not saying this to put you down. I want you to focus on the process first. Do everything correctly first. Do no contact all the way. Never call your ex, never text him. Give them the time and space to reflect on the relationship. Give them enough distance to start to miss you so that eventually they can reach out to you and start to fix the relationship. Okay? It also reminds me of the Bible verse, and I believe it's Matthew, okay? But I can't remember what exact verse. So bear with me. And it says, right, take the log out of your eye before you remove the speck of dust from your neighbor's eye. Okay, a lot of us are more focused on our ex and what our ex is doing instead of focusing on the things that you can control, focusing on your life, focusing on self-improvement, and making sure you stick with the process, because the process does work. Now let's look at scenario 2. Let's assume that your ex is one of the 5% of people who are actually truthfully narcissist. What I want to tell you about narcissists is this: they do not have the capacity to love you completely. Okay, they might show you attention, they may show you affection, depending on the phase of the relationship. But a lot of times they are in a relationship to get some kind of validation, some kind of supply from you. It's all about the things that you do for them to make them feel better about themselves. Now, when you look at your long-term relationship goals, whatever it is you might be searching for, kind of like we talked about earlier, the house, the white picket fence, the family, the children, the college fund for your kids or grandkids, this type of person will never be able to give you that life in the long term. You might have extreme moments of passion in the short term, or in random spurts when it does align with what they want from you in the moment. But in the long term, they will never be able to build a long-lasting, healthy, fulfilling relationship with you. And so your solution still has to be no contact, because you need to find a way to get through this hard time of the breakup and emotionally detach from them. At the end of the day, this is your life. So you do have to make the decision for yourself on the things that you are going to go after. Okay? And if your ex is a narcissist, you have to leave them to figure out their own issues and traumas and let them deal with those things on their own. There's nothing that you can do that can reform a narcissist. Okay, a lot of people have tried, and a lot of people have suffered some very dire consequences by trying to be in a relationship with a narcissist. I'm not saying that your ex has no hope whatsoever. I'm saying it is not your job to fix them. It is not your job to heal them. What you need to do anyway is to be in no contact and focus on your own growth and your own self-improvement. Make a list and figure out what is the type of person that I want to be with that is going to help me build the type of life that I want to live. Essentially, I want your goals or your standards for the next person that you're going to be with to be extremely high. Because my guess is if you had higher standards as far as the qualities that you desired, your ex, if they are truly a narcissist, will never be able to meet that criteria. So that's why I want you to focus on self-improvement, so that you start to demand more of yourself and more of the people that come into your life. So, with all that being said, I do hope that this video gives you all of the answers that you're looking for with this specific question. If you have any thoughts or comments, go ahead and leave them down in the comment section below. I do appreciate you for doing so. If you would like to speak to me one-on-one, the quickest way to do so is to click the first link in the description. It's also going to be the first pinned comment. So if you want to talk to me, that's the quickest way to reach out to me. And I do appreciate you. I look forward to talking to you. If you haven't already, be sure to like this video right now. Remember, it costs you nothing, but it truly, truly does help the channel out. And I appreciate you for doing so. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so that YouTube lets you know whenever I upload new videos to my channel. I appreciate you for tuning in. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.